Welcome. Today we're going to dive into a single, really profound idea from A Course in Miracles. And believe me, it has the power to change pretty much every conversation you have. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, seriously, think about it. Have you ever been there? In a really difficult conversation, maybe a tense moment at work or with family, and you're just wishing you had the perfect script, that feeling of just searching for the right words? We've all been there.
Well, Lesson 296 from A Course in Miracles gives us something better than a script. It offers us a source. This one sentence is the heart of the whole lesson. It's an affirmation, it's a goal, and it's a practice all rolled into one.
So what does this actually mean? The Holy Spirit speaks through me today. Let's break down what's at the core of this powerful idea.
First off, let's just clarify what we mean by the Holy Spirit here. In the Course, this isn't some being floating around outside of you. It's described as your own inner guide, like a built-in communicator for truth and love that's always, always there. You could even think of it as your highest, wisest self.
And here's the key. The whole point of the lesson is that it's an invitation to just step aside. It's asking us to consciously choose to let that inner voice of peace be the source of what we say and do, instead of, our usual reactive, fear-based impulses.
And that's exactly why this is so important. This isn't just about trying to sound a little nicer. It's about a massive, fundamental shift away from the fear and ego that drives so much of what we do.
You can kind of see the two different paths our words can take right here. On one side, you've got the ego's playbook, right? Reactions that come from fear, from judgment, from holding on to old grievances. That's our default setting a lot of the time. But on the other side, you've got the alternative. Replies that come from a place of love, compassion, and real understanding. The lesson is all about consciously choosing that second path.
And the result of making that choice? It's huge. When you start to let this guidance flow through you, you begin to move past your own personal hangups and triggers. You actually become a channel for healing in your interactions. You get to release all that old, tired, fear-based thinking and align yourself with something way more powerful: forgiveness and love.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do this? In our messy, busy, real lives. Well, the Source gives us 3 simple, really concrete practices to make this happen.
We're going to walk through these 3 steps. First, a daily affirmation to kind of set your intention. Second, a mindfulness practice to use in real-time conversations. And third, a journaling exercise to help you reflect and really lock in what you're learning.
All right, the first one is so simple, but it is so incredibly powerful. It's basically like setting the GPS for your day as soon as you wake up. By just stating this intention, you're telling your mind, hey, today, look for opportunities to be a voice for peace, instead of just falling back into old habits.
Now this is a total game changer. You know that moment when you feel a reactive, maybe snarky comment bubbling up? All you have to do is introduce a tiny pause. And in that little bit of space, you ask yourself this question. It's amazing how this one simple act can completely change a conversation from conflict to connection.
And finally, we anchor the whole practice with a little bit of reflection. This isn't just about writing down what happened during the day. It's about training your own awareness to recognize that inner guidance. What did it feel like? What happened when you listened to it? This just reinforces the connection and makes it even easier to tap into the next day.
So, we've looked at the what, the why, and the how of this incredible lesson. To bring it all home, let's end with the guiding question that the source material itself leaves us with.
Now, this isn't a question that has one easy answer. It's really a prompt for your own journey, your own reflection. It's an invitation to take the ideas we talked about today and make them a real living practice for yourself. So the only question left is, how can you start to become more attuned to that inner voice of love starting today? Thanks so much for joining me.